Hey, welcome to The Monitor. As always, I am Peter Rubin, senior editor at Wired. This week we have for you a return to, well, my roots, and in particular, the roots of my sense of humor, if I can be said to have one. Perhaps not. You make that call. We have a new triple album that is actually 3 old regular albums. We'll talk about that. But first we have a tiny little indie video game. I like to give shine to these kind of smaller enterprises. This one is called Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Maybe you've not heard of it, in which case I welcome you back to civilization. This is Treyarch's newest installment in Activision's multi-quintillion dollar grossing first-person shooter franchise. And what's nice about Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is that Treyarch, which is really known for what they did in the original Black Ops, which was kind of overhaul the multiplayer component, which, as we know, is why anyone plays Call of Duty. But they've rejiggered it all over again. So there's this new thing in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer called Pick 10, in which you basically have 10 slots to fill instead of the conventional Call of Duty character loadout in which you give yourself 2 weapons that each might have an attachment and a perk and a this and a that. You have 10 slots. You fill them however you want. If you want one weapon that's completely tricked out and you just want to rampage with that, go for it, but it also means you're going to have to sacrifice other things that you won't be able to do, as well as other players who might have taken that option. Do you get what I'm saying? It's kind of this Solomonic Sophie's Choice multiplayer thing. And another thing that's nice about Black Ops 2 is kind of traditionally Call of Duty is one of the only franchises that doesn't really have a place for people who want to play support roles. If you want to heal people, if you want to hang out near an objective and just help defend it, there's finally a place for players like that in Black Ops 2. You don't have to go full Chuck Norris, you don't have to hide out in the trees with a sniper rifle and go Apocalypse Now on people. You can just kind of, you can know your role a little bit and rack up points regardless. There's a place for everyone. That is it. That is Black Ops 2, well, Call of Duty : Black Ops 2. If you want to be all official about it, it's out this week. Let's talk about music. Hey, how you doing? Glad you can make it. Special guest. Now, over the course of last year, there's a singer-songwriter out of Toronto named The Weeknd. That is The Weeknd without the third E, so W-E-E-K-N-D. It looks kind of like a tech startup, like Flickr or Grindr. I don't know why I picked those two. It just came to mind. At any rate, last year The Weeknd put out 3 free mixtapes that were all fully fledged albums in their own right. There was House of Balloons, then there was Thursday, and then there was Echoes of Silence. Then he signed with Republic, which is a small imprint label, and the speculation was he going to put out an all-new album? And he might, but first what happened is this week Republic released Trilogy, which is essentially those 3 mixtapes packaged together into a single triple album. Which, if you picked up his mixtapes last year and you were familiar with them, no, of course you don't need to get it. But if you've been hearing the song Wicked Games on the radio and wondering who this guy is, it is The Weeknd. That song has actually been out for like a year and a half, but based on this new kind of retail release, that single is just picking up steam now. He's also got this unbelievable scorcher cover of Dirty Diana by Michael Jackson. This is called DD that you need to hear. Anyway, all 3 of those are fantastic albums, which means that the album Trilogy is a fantastic album, so I beseech you to pick that up if you are unfamiliar. If you are not unfamiliar, just wait for whatever he's doing next. And of course, he will be doing something again, and it'll be great. But until then, this week you've got Trilogy. Back to you. Okay, thank you. Now, for me, growing up, Mad Magazine was maybe the biggest influence on the way I saw the world. I have a stack of back issues a couple feet high in my childhood bedroom, and what Time Inc. used to be Time Warner, used to be Warner, who own Mad Magazine, what they've started doing recently is publishing a series of retrospective kind of hardback collections. They've done it with writers. Recently one about mad artist Mort Drucker came out, and now there is, as it levitates from my lap, Totally Mad! 60 years of humor, satire, stupidity, and stupidity. Now, Mad as it is now, you may not read. I don't fault you for not reading that. But if you go back, you might be surprised. You might be surprised because you still don't think it's funny, but for anyone who grew up reading Mad Magazine, trust me when I say that this brings you down memory lane in only the best way. From classics like Dorky Dancing, the satire of Dirty Dancing, to later satires like, and this is classic Mad satire nomenclature, Starblech Deep Space Swine. It's so hacky and delightful that my producer, who is off camera right now and also loves Mad Magazine, is convulsing with barely restrained laughter because she knows how much she loves it too. Totally Mad, it came out last week. It is in fine bookstores now and probably not so fine bookstores. But that is it for the Monitor for the week. On behalf of Alfred and also on behalf of me, I want to thank you for watching yet again and being a part of our Monitor family. You can always email us at themonitor@wire.com if you have any suggestions or questions or, what is this Mad Magazine and why did you spend so much time talking about it? Why do you find this funny? It's ridiculous. Anything along those lines. But until next week when we come back at you with more pop culture freshness, inspirational catchphrase here.